Hi friends, I'm Kelsey with the Children's Creativity Museum in San Francisco, and today we're making jar recipes. Jar recipes are what they sound like. Almost every ingredient you'll need for a recipe layered nicely in a jar, great for yourself or as a gift, like the perfect gift. So let's get into it. So everything you really need for this are the things on the right side of the screen. So the jars, the measuring utensils, the yarn, the art supplies, that's what you'll really need. All of the stuff on the left side of the screen are ingredients that are specific to what I'm making. You'll be making your own different type of recipe, so your ingredients will change, but this is what I'll be making: chocolate chip cookies and trail mix. So first up, for the chocolate chip cookies, I'm going to be measuring in the dry ingredients first. So the flour and the baking soda. And you'll see why in a minute, but I'm making a mess here and I'm adding all the flour into the bottom of my jar. And then I'm going to shake it around a little and use a spoon to kind of even out the layer, since I want all the layers to look really clean. So I want to make sure that I'm using a spoon and shaking the jar to make sure all of those layers are really nice and neat. Same with the baking soda. And then I'm adding chocolate chips in, and it looks like I'm measuring the chocolate chips, but I'm just using this measuring scoop and really measuring with my heart. But I'm using the measuring scoop to layer in the chocolate chips in an even way, because once again, I want these layers to be neat. So I'm adding some in, turning the jar, adding some in, turning the jar to make sure that layer is really even. And I'll continue to do that. Once again, use my handy dandy spoon to even things out. And then I'm gonna clean up all of that mess that I made with the flour with a paper towel. And then in a measuring cup or something sturdy to help hold up a Ziploc bag, I'm going to measure in the sugar, because in the recipe that I'm using, the different sugars and the salt all are kind of like a wet ingredient. So they get added either to the egg or the butter at the beginning. And then the dry ingredients, the flour and the baking soda and the chocolate chips, get mixed into that. So I'm separating out the sugar because it's used in a different way than the dry ingredients. And so when you're doing your recipe, I encourage you to look at how the ingredients are used so you can kind of separate things out as needed. Gonna seal it up, try and get all that air out of it. And then jam it into the jar. Oh, I'm gonna slap that lid on. Getting fancy over here. Oh, look. And you can really see those layers, which is cool. And I'm going to set that aside and make my trail mix. So I'm just making the trail mix using things that I have from around the house. I think those are some pecans and some dried cranberries. I definitely ate those cranberries that I dropped, some shaved coconut, some slivered almonds, and then I'm going to add some chocolate, once again measuring with my heart. I'm going to leave some space at the top because I want to shake the trail mix because I want everything to be incorporated, but it looks cool like separated out. And then if you want to give the trail mix like you layered it in, you can maybe add in instructions to like shake it up really well. So now I'm going to make the cards that go along with my recipes. And this is a really important part. So the first one is just who it's to. And then I'm listing out every single thing that's in the trail mix, which is really important in case the person you're giving it to has allergies that you don't know about. You should let them know about everything that you've included. Look, how cute. And then I'm going to kind of do the same thing with the cookies, but since it's a more involved recipe, I'm going to write out everything that's already in the jar and then what you'll need to complete the recipe. And then on the back, I'm gonna write out all of the instructions. I'm gonna hole punch that and attach it with some yarn. And look, there you go. How cute. Okay, so that's what I made, a couple super simple recipes, but when you're thinking of the recipes that you wanna make, I really encourage you to take the person into consideration. So what do they like? What are some of their favorite foods? Most importantly, what are they allergic to? Think of the person, research some recipes, have fun, happy making.